what if we take all of our backups and make them our starters?
In motion to the slot left. And Heinicke's going to be chased out. Can he get into the end zone? He can!
For this game review, I was going to make it a little bit more fun. Let's do some game highlights. Everybody loves good old highlights. So let's start off and let's show some highlights from our offense. Alright, now our first team defense. Maybe more specifically, Trey Waynes. And, of course, TJ Clemmings. Alright, so now we got the trash out of the way. How was our starters at the game? They were so bad across the board. Offensively, yes, we moved the ball a little bit. Sam Bradford on the stat sheet looked borderline phenomenal, really. If you look at his stats, very, very good. If you need to keep in mind 2 drops, and he also had 1 pass completion taken away because of a penalty. But Sam Bradford still 17 for 21, 134 yards. But the thing that sucks is 0 touchdowns against the freaking 49ers. Okay, so if he completes those 2 passes to Diggs, like what the hell are you dropping passes for, Diggs? Thought you're supposed to be a Pro Bowl receiver. You're talking about a 19 for 21 quarterback. You can't say no to that, but I want to see him take more chances. I don't want to be Jay Cutler, and every time he throws, it's either 50% chance, like a 20+ yard pass, or an interception. But I want a little bit more of a gunslinger that I want, like, right? I think for a lot of people my age are big fans of Brett Favre. And just seeing a little bit of a gunslinger mentality would be nice. And not always the check down that you're known for, but I don't care if you're throwing 71% of your passes, that can be dropped down to 68 or so, and throw some tighter passes than at least back the defensive off or something, man. Offensive line, trash, didn't give Bradford any help whatsoever, and our receiver core was awful for the first team, mainly Stephon Diggs with the 2 big drops to kill drives. That's what our offense is all about. Might be able to get a few first downs going. 1 bad play and we're done. 1 negative run. 1 run that only goes 3 inches. Drop pass from your boy Stephon. A lot of things can ruin drives, and we did a lot of that. And that's what made our first team offense look so bad. Even though Bradford at the end of the day had a good game, because yeah, stats can be deceiving, but they don't necessarily lie. And when you go 17 for 21, I don't care what happened to your team, you can't say Bradford did bad. When you talk about 9 yards per attempt, that's very solid. So we can't say that's bad. Our running game wasn't a whole lot to be seen there at all. Jerick McKinnon had the most attempts, 7 for 27 yards. Delvin had 5 for 17. Latavius Murray finally got some Latavius Murray action, 2 for 6. And then Thielen had 1 for -1 for our main first team. Newbie, 1 attempt for 1 yards and a game-time touchdown. Newbie, the best running back on the team. Alright, so let's look at some of our backup quarterbacks. Case Keenum, very, very good. 10 for 14, 139 yards, 2 touchdowns, a rating of 142.6. Kind of looked like an NFL starter. I might do a video on whether or not you guys think the value would be high enough. And if you trust Taylor Heinicke enough, make sure to tell me in the comment section down below if the Vikings would trade Case Keenum. I think it's an option. Taylor Heinicke, of course, led the game-winning drive. He went 8 for 12, 73 yards. I think could very well be up to Teddy's health. If Teddy gets healthy week 4, We know we want to free up a roster spot. Case Keenum's looking good, but we're not getting anything because he's on the bench. Might be able to get a second or third round pick for him because a lot of teams like getting quarterbacks. Bradford was about to get benched in Philadelphia. We gave him a first round pick for that, plus a conditional fourth or fifth, whatever, this year. And Keenum started a few games with the Rams last year and could be a starter on 2 or 3 teams again this year. So maybe not as much trade value as Bradford, but a second round pick wouldn't be out of the equation, I don't think. So whether you guys think Keenum would be worth a trade, make sure to tell me that down below. Wide receivers. Holy, once again, looked very good. 4 receptions for 76 yards. Thielen, 5 for 50. Treadwell, always like to see Treadwell with decent numbers. 3 for 36. Rodney Adams, 3 for 35 and a touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, 4 for 31 out of the backfield. And a kick return for a touchdown. Jerick McKinnon, I think, maybe threw a few punches down Marcus Sherrill's way for that starting kick return job. Caleb Jones, 3 for 26. Carter, 1 for 26. Bucky Hodges, 1 for 13. I want to see a lot more of Bucky as a receiver. Should be able to see that week 4 on Thursday. Isaac Fricky, 1 for 13. Michael Floyd, 1 for 10. Latavius, 2 for 10. David Morgan, 1 for 9. David Morgan. Next Truesdale, 1 for 8. Tuesday Ham, 1 for 7. Stephon Diggs, 2 for 6, and looked awful with his drops. Newbie, 1 for 5, and Dalvin Cook, 1 for -5. Like to see more of Dalvin Cook, but it was more of a backup running back showcase. And I don't know, you probably won't rush it all week 4. Maybe we'll see him week 1 versus Adrian Peterson week 1 in the regular season. Now defense. It looks like they didn't know what they're doing. The starters, I don't know if it's the case can be made that the starters know they have the job, they know what they're going to be doing, and they didn't have to try very hard. They earned a spot. The game doesn't matter. But it's Mike Zimmer. I can't believe that'd be the mindset. And they just had a bad day. But still, it's a giant red flag that they could have this much of a bad day to make the 49ers look like not even just, you think our absolute worst on defense would make the 49ers look like an average team because they're so bad. They're probably will easily be a top 5 worst team this year. Maybe not in the top 3 category because there's a few really bad teams. I see you, Jets, but they are really bad, and they made our defense look really bad, and that shouldn't be a thing that's possible. So I think that's something that really needs to be corrected. It could just be, I think, just loafing off a little bit. They weren't quite in the game, and it showed. So I think in a regular season game, we should see a lot better performance of our starting defense. So there's no way it can be this bad. If they played against a competent offense that should be doing this good, they could have easily put 35 points in the first half. Easy. So let's look at some of the standouts. Eric Wilson again looked very good. 4 tackles. Eric Hendricks, 4 tackles and a sack. Edmund Robinson, 4 tackles. Anton Exum looked very good as well. Had 4 tackles and 2 pass deflects. So 1 came up as an interception. I don't think he got it. I think he was the one that tipped it. Harrison Smith, 3 tackles and got burnt. Looked bad. Trey Waynes, oh my goodness. More highlights of Trey Waynes. Man, how do you... I'm so high on the kid. I want to be so successful, and he gets burnt so bad. How are you the fastest player on the team and just looks so bad? It's just 100% form. Now you think that something Zimmer can correct and get this sooner than later, but it's not looking like. I think if I'm Mike Zimmer, Terrence Newman is starting alongside Xavier Rhodes. There's no way I can trust Trey Waynes that much right now. Jabari Price, 2 tackles. Bauer, two tackles. Again, looks good. I think he's making 53. Anthony Harris, 2 tackles. Curse, you guys get the idea. Kicking. Okay, Anton Exum did get the interception. Bradford fumbled. He recovered it. Cohen had made 1 out of 2 field goals, but the one he made was 58 yards, looked very good. Had plenty of distance, probably could have made it from 62 or 3 even. So I don't know if he's. I still like the idea of Kai Forbath being the starting kicker because I don't care if he can kick it out of the end zone most of the time. Yeah, you might give up a starting average field position on the 30 instead of the 25, but I want to be able to kick those field goals and PATs whenever, and that's what our boy Kai Forbath provides. So I like the idea of Kai Forbath coming in out of Cohen and at least put some good film on for other teams. And then Rodney Adams had a nice punt return for 32 yards, and Sherrills did his little consistent Sherrills punt returns for a 9.5 average on 2 returns. So overall, our starters look bad. That's the biggest negative. Just a big blanket of awfulness on our starters. But on a high note, it looks like we have good depth and should have a good game for week 4 of the preseason. I think our starters look really good. I don't think it's just comparison of how off our starters looked. Our backups looked good and looked confident, and a lot of them could be starters on other teams, and it really just shows how much depth that we have such quality players being with our number 2s and 3s. So I look forward to seeing how these guys progress, and the number of these guys that will get cut, because you know they will get cut because you have to only have 53 players in a week or so. I think a lot of them will make other teams, and they should have fairly successful careers. You aren't looking at MVPs, but successful backups in the NFL for years to come. But that's it. There was week 3 versus 49ers. We play at home again week 4 Thursday night against the Jay Cutler's Dolphins. Actually, the backup quarterback of Miami, whoever that is Dolphins. So who wants a roster? Who wants to prove that they should be on the 53-man roster or the practice squad or on some other team's practice squad or their even roster maybe? So that's just what it's all about. The most meaningless game of the preseason as far as the starters go, because they probably won't play at all, even though I really wouldn't be too upset if they played a drive or two. But that is it. So we'll see you guys in the next JZ Vikings video.